What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Shan from EV and Chill, and winter is coming. People, knock on wood, as Taylor Swift says. Hopefully it won't be too cold of a winter this season, but that being said, it is still on its way. Thankfully though, I've got my Cybertruck wrapped in this beautiful, almost magical looking like color shifting wrap. And my Model Y, it is still rocking that satin over red look. It looks so yummy. But that is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be deep diving protection, one of my favorite subjects. We're going to deep dive protection. We're going to talk about PPF and why you should consider it maybe for your vehicle. And if you are considering it, just kind of the different avenues you can go down to do so. So if you are a fan of EVs, go ahead, hit that like button. While you're at it, hit that subscribe button too. Now let's get into it. And now at this point you might be saying, Shan, that's really cool, but why should I wrap my vehicle? Now I can only speak from personal experience, but I can tell you 1000% this PPF, it has saved my paint from chips, it has boosted my style, and it has 1000 times over saved my husband's sanity. Now I'm also going to spit truth to you guys, the honest truth. You should wrap it up and you should always use protection. Because if you don't, you could end up with one of these. Get it, like a mini version of yourself? A little mini me? Okay, how cute is that, people? A little mini Cybertruck, and I wrapped it myself. Okay, my younger son already peeled the wrap off the cant rails, but how cute, right? Okay, here's kind of a better view. I'm gonna do a quick walk around so you can see her in all of her glory, because y'all, my husband and I, we did this ourselves. So this color, this is the T-Wraps Magic Flame Splendid Gray color. And what's really cool about this is as I walk, just look at like the chameleon rainbow hues it picks up. Okay, but my favorite part, this is why I love it so much. It is the perfect mix of my husband's personality and my personality. Obviously, this side is me. So in the sun, picks up these rainbow hues. Now, let me show you. When the sun is covered by the clouds, or if you're in the shade, you get like this nardo gray look. Like, it kind of reminds me of like a great white shark, you know what I'm saying? You would never know that there was like a rainbow effect going on here. How cool is that? And this video is not sponsored in any way. This is just my own personal experience. We're just super thrilled with how it came out. So we did this ourselves. It cost $1,709. And it also cost a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally. Actually, not that much. We actually did it in about 8 hours. It took a full weekend to do. And would I recommend it as a marriage building exercise? I would not. I would say it would probably result in divorce. However, it does result in a cool car. But again, just shout out to my husband. Like I say, we did this together. Y'all, he did 90% of it and I did 10%. Honestly, I'll be real with you. As he was hanging up the panels, I was just staring at his booty. That's the truth. And a huge factor here is the fact that the Cybertruck has such like flat, angular panels. Like that's what gave us kind of the confidence that we might be able to do this ourselves. So you have a good visual here of the Cybertruck. Now let me talk to you about my 2022 Model Y Performance. That one we wrapped in the S-Tech Dyno Matte PPF. Okay, and when we first got the Model Y, like it looked beautiful. That red, fire, chef's kiss. It looked so good, but I knew I wanted to like bump it up another level. I knew I wanted to look a little bit different than other Model Ys on the road. So we had a pro install that one. Because people, I love some curves. However, I don't want to be wrapping the curves myself. That's out of my league. I don't want to do that. Honestly, if we attempted a DIY with that, we probably would have spent more money than having a pro do it, just with all the mistakes we probably would have made. So we had a pro do that. That cost $6,500. That hurt a little bit in my heart because that's a lot of money. But totally worth it. And we knew we wanted to wrap the Model Y even before we bought it. And at that point, we already had a little mini me, which was so cute. But as cute as I am a little bit of a terror. I just destroy things on accident. I don't mean to, but I do. So I knew my mini me would be the same. So between kids and even just parking, right? Like door dings, we knew that was going to be an issue, and we didn't want that like chipping or scratching the paint. Even just driving down the road, right? Rocks are gonna come up and that can chip the paint too. And it hurt my heart even more to think about that happening. And looks are a lot, people. Like, of course, we're gonna say don't judge a book by its cover, but in reality, that is the first thing we judge. So yes, PPF, it is gonna change the look of your vehicle. I mean, you could just do like a clear PPF, but where's the fun in that? So looks matter, but honestly, it boiled down to paint protection. We wanted to make sure it was gonna be free from chips, scratches, winter's coming. We didn't want any like salt damage, bird poop, like that bird poop can really like etch into the paint really quickly. And then when our kids got older, we knew without a doubt there was going to be some sort of like toy that was going to get scraped across like the outside of our car. So paint protection was like our ultimate goal here. But that being said, I mean, there are a lot of pros that we'll keep talking about here, but there are also a few cons, I'll be honest with you. And we're going to talk about the cons too. Now the Cybertruck, I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks fire just being steel. Like, it looks really good. However, it is a real bee to clean. Like, my husband would clean the Cybertruck every weekend. God bless him. That being said, like, it would take honestly forever, and he would use all the right products, but there would always be like dried water droplets. It'd be so hard to get like the stains out. Literally, not even joking, it would take him like probably 2 hours to clean the vehicle. Now that the PPF is on here, like, you saw how things just wipe right off. It is a 10-minute clean. So that alone saved us so much time, which honestly, it just makes us happier. So it's given us like more happiness and extra time back in our lives. And same thing for the Model Y. That PPF on it, it is worth its weight in gold, because no longer do we have to worry about swirl marks in the paint or fingerprints right after my husband cleans it and my kids walk up to it. Again, he doesn't spend hours cleaning it, just 10 minutes, hoses it down, we're good to go, and he's happier. Now it's time for a quick reality check, because the cons are small, but they are significant. We're gonna circle back to price tags. Now, I told you the DIY job on the Cybertruck cost $1,709. And honestly, that's like bargain city compared to the $6,500 pro job we had done on the Model Y. For reference, people, $6,500, that is like 10% of the $65,000 price tag. So those are some significant numbers to think about. That's like a huge difference. Now, when it comes to pro jobs, you can kind of think about it as like a range, right? Because it's going to depend on the kind of PPF you choose, the finish, the kind of vehicle you have, how many curves are in it, even your geographical location of where you are. Like, the prices might be different from where we are in Northern Virginia. So a typical pro job could be anywhere in the ballpark from $4,000 to $7,000. And that can be kind of a gut punch. So if you are thinking about doing the DIY option, I have a few tips for you I'll give out for free. So at that point, it is up to you to make the decision. If you go DIY, you're saving money and you have control over doing it yourself, but it's also testing your patience and taking up a lot of time. Pro job, on the other hand, you drop it off and you pick it up. It saves you time, but it costs you money. So you just have to weigh your options here. So for us, we went down both routes, right? The Model Y we had done by a pro because we did not want to handle those curves by ourselves. Also, having it be that like satin see-through, like, we knew any sort of bubble would like show up, any mistake, that would probably end up costing us even double, because we'd have to completely start over and just, we'd lose that whole piece of wrap. But when it came to the Cybertruck, we figured, I mean, look at it. It's flat, it's angular, it's broken up into panels. We thought we can definitely do this. And overall, we are super thrilled with the results. Now, I'll keep it real for you, I'll be honest. If you come over here, you can see our one little mistake. And honestly, it's not that noticeable. Like, could you even see where it is right now? I think you only see it if I point it out here. And you really have to kind of be in the sunlight to notice it. But right here, I don't know if you can tell, but there's just like a little, there was a wrinkle in the PPF. And so every now and then the sunlight will catch it. But overall, out of this whole vehicle, that was our one mistake. And I think that's great. For $1,700, I will take it. And you can even see, this is how we wrapped it. So some people, of course, maybe they'll just like end it right at the panel, but we like the wrapped over look. We don't want to see any of the OG underneath. So you can see we just wrapped it over used a heat gun, pressed it in, and it is staying very nicely. I think that looks great. So no other issue with the Cybertruck, no delam, no bubbles. Everything else has just held really nicely. And when it comes to the pro job with the Model Y, overall we're super happy with it. It looks great. We haven't noticed any bubbles ever, no delam. The only issue we have had is right on the edge of the door handle, like the driver's door handle, and it's just from normal wear and tear, like it was bound to happen. I think just dirt got inside of it, and so it's not like fully adhered. It just looks a little dirty. But again, I think that's something you only notice like if you see it every day and it's there. Most people have no idea. Now let me share with you some tips, and I'm not going to give you just the tip. Okay, if you are going to do this yourself, if you're going to PPF your vehicle, you're going to be a DIYer, first of all, props to you. Now, number two, you should watch a T-Raps video, 100%. Again, I'm not sponsored by them. I just really like their products, but watch a video. Don't just wing it. That is the worst thing you could do. You already spent the money to buy the wrap. You don't want to make a mistake. Okay, so watch the video. Secondly, get yourself some baby oil. Hold up, sorry, I was thinking about last night with my husband. Okay, baby shampoo. Get yourself some baby shampoo. So use a slip with a ratio of 10 to 1 water to baby shampoo. You're gonna wanna make things real wet. Like it's gonna be like a slip and slide, which honestly, the wetter it is, the better it is, right? That's what I hear. Yeah, you're gonna wanna get things real wet. I mean, we all know dry is not good. So you don't want your panels to be dry. It'll be harder to get on the vehicle. Just remember, wet is best. Okay, and speaking of wetter is better, you're gonna wanna put it in a warm garage. Don't do it when it's cold out. I mean, warm your garage up, right? I mean, you know what I'm talking about, gentlemen. Warm the garage up. You don't want it to be cold in there. It's just gonna be harder to work with. The warmer it is, the better. Also, that should make sense, right? Okay, that's easy to remember. And if you decide DIY is not the route for you, that is totally cool. I do have some tips if you were gonna go with the pros. And my first tip would be choose someone who's a Tesla expert. Stalk their Instagram, go on their website, see the Teslas that they've done before, check their samples, feel them out, choose it. They'll probably have a sample book that you can look at. That way you can see the colors in real life before it's on your actual vehicle. And don't forget, you can get multiple quotes from different places because prices are gonna range, and then choose the one that's the best fit for you. All in all, we are super thrilled with our decisions to PPF both of our vehicles. But I would love to know, first of all, what color would you choose? That's always what I want to know. What color? And then also, are you a DIYer or are you a pro person? Drop it in the comments below. I would love to know. But that's all I've got. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.